A lot of beginners been asking me, man, how should I start making beats, right? I want to show you guys Fredro Starr, this formula that Fredro Starr uses, man. For those that don't know, Fredro Starr is one of the founding members of the group Onyx from the 90s. Very, very dope rap group. Do your homework if you're not familiar. But as I said in a prior video, Fredro Starr actually makes beats, man. And he's been seen on the YouTube streets making beats in his garage. You know what I'm saying? And I love his simple approach. And that's what I want to talk about in this video, especially for you beginners. For you more advanced cats, you might be able to get something from this as well. But this is mainly focused for the beginners and those that's just starting out. And if you have this particular machine, the SP404 MK2, you could follow my exact method, all right? And this is inspired from Fredro Starr with a little twist, okay? So the last time I did this, I kind of did like a finger drum and everything with my fingers. But in this video, I'm going to do step recording. So let's start out with a sample. So the sample I'm using comes from my latest pack. I'll leave a link down below if you are interested. And yeah, let's listen to that. It goes like this. This is an 8-bar loop, by the way. 8-bar loop. This is one of the loops from the pack. So you might want to copy it. Alright, so that's 8 bars. But I'm not going to use that whole thing. I'm just going to take 2 chops out of that. So what I did was I took 2 chops and I changed the key and I reversed it. Alright, so you just take 2 chops. That's one, and here's another one. Right? Just a little bit of it. Just a little bit of it. All right? So now I have them just, you know, to cut off each other. Boom, boom. If you don't know how to do that, you just use a mute group, right? Shift 8 and put it in a mute group. So that's what I did. That's what that is. All right, so now they can cut each other off. So now what we're going to do is create a 4-bar loop. Very simple. And you want to figure out what the BPM is. Like I said in the other video, you can do that by hitting Shift 11. So that's the tap tempo. And then you're going to hit sub pad as you play the beat. So it says 93, but I'm going to take it around 95. So for a typical boom bap beat, you have something anywhere from 88 to 96. We're going to go with 95. So let's do that. So when I do this, I say it's step recording, but I want to use step recording with the drums. For the sample or the melody part, I'll just do real-time recording. I forgot. I want to put the sample in reverse. So we'll do that. And then we'll do that. Pattern, select, record, 95 BPM. That's what we want. We want 4 bars. We got the grid at 8 for 8 notes. The reason why I chose 8 is because that's what Fredro Starr does for his melodies, for his samples. All right, then he changes it up for the drums. Here we go. 2, ready, and. Here we go. Simple. So now we're going to add drums. And for the drums, all we're going to do is use a kick, a hi-hat, and a snare. Let's start with the hi-hats. So with the drums, we're going to use step sequencing. It's just another way. Record 2, because that's the same pattern that we started on. And we're going to hit remain because we're going to switch from real time to TR rec, which is the step recording. Okay, so we're going to start with the hi-hats. And for the hi-hats, we're going to choose the hi-hat sound. Hit sub pad. It's on 15, right? And we're going to move the velocity level up to 127, right? We're gonna start like that. Let's start on measure 1 because we got 4 bars, and we'll do this for the hi-hats. For all 4 bars. Okay, so now we're going to add a second layer of hi-hats, but turn the velocity down. Let's try 60. Right? Watch this. All right. Now we have the hi-hats, a louder one and a softer one. Okay, so now the next thing we're going to do is add a snare drum. So let's go back. Record on 2. Let's select the snare, sub pad. It's on 14. Alright, so what we're going to do with the snare drum, velocity 127, and then we're going to hit shift. After you hit shift, we're going to change this start where it says 0%. You're going to go to minus 20%. Minus 20%. And I'm going to show you why, because that's going to give it some swing. Minus 20%. There we go. There we go. All right, cool. You're going to put that on the 2 and 4. Now notice I put it on 5 and 13, but because of that percentage, it pushes it back a little bit. So let's do that for the rest of the measures. See that? Technically, it's supposed to be hitting on 5 and 13, but since it pushes it a little in the front, it goes to 4 and 12 for each bar, right? So now we're going to add the kick drum. All right, kick drum. So for the kick drum, we're going to use full velocity where it is. And we're going to use shuffle. You hit shift, go to shuffle, add 20%. 20, not 20%, but plus 20. And put the start back at 0. Like that, so it looks like that, right? And then here's where we're going to put the kick drum. We want it to sound like this, with the ghost notes in there too. But let's start with the main notes. All right, here we go. So those are main notes. Now we're going to add the ghost notes. To do the ghost notes, we're going to change the velocity down to 30. I'm going to show you where to put the ghost notes. Let's move to bar 1. We're going to put it on 8 and 16. Hear that? Now, just for extra kicks, we're going to add another ghost note. Notice I put those ghost notes on 8 and 16, but on the last bar, on the 4th bar, I'm going to put it on 14. And then I'm going to decrease the velocity even more, so maybe about 20. So it's going to be super subtle. You might not even hear it, but you'll feel it. All right, so here we go. Let's move it to 20. With the bar 4 and just press 14. You know what? I might move that back to 30 so you can hear it more. Did you hear that? That's what it's doing. There you go. So that's like a nice hip hop, old school 90s vibe right there. And if you want to add like some scratching samples or whatever, you can. That could be like the final icing on the cake or cherry on top, if you will. All right, so let's do this. See what I'm saying? You know, stuff like that. There you have it, man. Pretty simple. Nice little formula. And this could be just like your starting point. If you just want something to start with, this will be like a nice little hook or even a verse. So if you need something to start with, a lot of times we have what's called beat block, right? You might have beat block and you just need something quick. So just use this quick, easy, simple formula. Start from there and maybe you could come back to it and cook up some more. This is what I would call the Fredro Starr boom bap cook up method. Step sequence style. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments below. Check out all the links down below. And if you need more videos like this, check out this video. And I'll see you guys on the next one. I'm sending peace and positive energy. Yeah.